Alright, I think we're about ready to start. So, I think we'll give it a few seconds just to make sure we're live. But it seems, based on chat, we are live. So welcome everybody to Homey D Clown, which is an in-living color point-and-click adventure game. With me is my wonderful commentator Tina Hacks, who we're subjecting this to for the very first time.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been told that I should stay totally blind to this so that I can give honest and organic and, I believe, positive feedback. Was that?
Well, I mean, you can give whatever feedback you want. The game is terrible. And for people who saw this on Tuesday in Cuso Grande, this is actually what you would have expected to be the better of the two music tracks. This is the Roland MT32, which typically offers up a better audio experience. But instead we get this. So I'm gonna head and get started, and then we'll try to explain what's going on as we go here. All right. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So welcome to Homey D Clown. The whole point of this game is that your homie and your show just ended, and there's another show going on at the CBS station or whatever, and so you should get it instead of Nutso the Clown. So we're going to ignore most of the storyline here and go get beat up, because we need this glove here. We need it for like the very end of the game. So Tina, how do you feel about old school adventure games? You know, ones where you essentially, you know, don't need most of anything, most of it's junk, and half the stuff doesn't work anyway.
And narrative-driven. I love these games. They're great. I love narrative-driven, point-and-click adventure games.
Well,
I love games with settings and a story, and I also love urban decay, clowns, and gangsters. So far, this is hitting everything that I like.
I imagine it will. So, we're going to take the subway here to go. So, the whole thing is we're supposed to go these 4 places that Homie's supposed to perform, and Homie's just not going to play that. And then we're going to go to, you know, the CBS station and sneak our way in. And we're just going to skip most of that and just basically go straight to the CBS station, or as close to it as we can. So, we're going to come out here and basically come out here to pretend to be a gangster, like a gangbanger, and then go steal a suit. And also steal a credit card so we can go use it later.
That is typically why one would steal a credit card, I suppose.
Yep, so first we're going to stop here and get what I call the shame dollar. Basically, you need it later. You can actually clip through the guy, but like the dollar is essentially an insurance policy too. If you get beat up, you can go buy a subway token. And so now we're going to come over here. Now, I will talk about some of the items in the game here that we're going to skip, right? One of the ones coming up here is the box. Now, if you notice kind of early on, we had those photographers like looking at us. You can put this box on your head, this box that's coming up right here, that we're going to skip, and they'll all just walk away from you. You'll never see them ever again. But we don't use it in the speedrun. But if you're going to play this casually, it's actually a really nice item to have. Yeah, Homie is carrying a sock full of quarters, right, or a sock full of tennis balls or something like that he hits people with, that he will not hit anybody in the run. So we needed to wear the hat to avoid this guy here, right? Otherwise, he just goes on about things. Now, I'm going to pick up this red cap here. We could have used that or a couple other items later. We actually learned on Tuesday you can use some of these other items for this one guy coming up that I just never got, and I don't get them because they're out of the way. So, how do you feel about this music so far?
Well, mean, so far it seems like this music is better than my mobile development station's microphone. So far, real good.
All right, so we just basically death warped to the hospital to avoid trying to backtrack. I will give this game a lot of credit. You know, as much as I want to talk about how bad it is, there's only one way to soft lock this, right? So in some ways that makes it better than Sierra adventure games. And the only way you can soft lock, and I hopefully won't do it, is to push yourself into some boxes.
Well, I mean, if you had the other box, then you would fit right in.
Well, that is true. So now we're going to go wander through the sewers to get to the other subway that we can go take it. Do you like door mazes?
They're not my favorite thing to show up in a game.
Because we are going to go through door mazes that hopefully we're going to skip most of. But I can say, if Meekins is in chat, Meekins did spend like 15 minutes or more on this door maze because it was pretty awful.
So this door maze, on a scale from 1 to Bebe's Kids, where would you rank it?
I would rank it at least at Aliens MSX.
Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to this. This is really quality.
So we actually spent a lot more time in that subway because if you miss your stop, you just have to wait. Now, one of the things we found out the other day, right? So this guy here needs you basically need to bribe him to go away. And I've always thought you had to give him the red hat because that's what I had to do when I was doing all of this. Turns out you can give him a watch too.
That tracks. Watches are expensive.
Watches are expensive. So, I just got beat up by Guile. That was not intended, but we'll go, remember I was talking about the shame dollar? This is why we have the shame dollar. But I'm actually going to show another thing here that we can do, that we're not going to do. But basically, right, it gives you a spare, token. So you give the $1 to the guy, you get a subway token. You can't actually soft lock the game. Like even if you run out of money, there's always 2 50-cent pieces at the laundromat that you can always get. So you can always go get a subway token. So they were actually kind of thinking when they did this. So,
yeah, I was kind of expecting you to say that the one way you can soft lock the game is by being unable to take the subway.
Right, well, I mean, you would expect that. If this were like a early Sierra game, you would definitely expect that. But, no, the way to soft lock's actually in the subway stage here. Or subway area. So we need to skip that guy and run up over here. There we go. Alright, so here's the fun skip we can do here. Essentially, we'll clip through this guy by going back and forth. Maybe we won't. So there we go. Essentially, you move faster than he does, but only the horizontal ones. So what you do is you just like move one frame before they do, and you push up into them, and then you hit them again, and you push up into them, and you hit them again, and you can push through them that way. There's one more coming up here. Come on, let me have my keyboard controls back. Well, that actually worked. So where you can soft lock is where the woman was that we kind of bypassed. You can, if you try to clip through her, there's a chance you'll clip into the boxes there. Now you can clip into other aspects here, but they all have like doors you can go into. Alright, this does not like my push to talk. Let me fix this real quick so we won't run into that issue again. Alright, let's try this. This should be a little bit better. So now we're going to have to make a little bit of a backup here, but it'll be fine. Because I actually need $3 to beat the game. Yeah, we might actually blow estimate. Well, it goes pretty quick after this, though.
So, just to make sure that I'm still with the plot, you're worried about how much money you have, is that right?
I am. I need $3.
Okay, you have a stolen credit card.
I do, but I can't use it.
I feel like stealing a credit card, if you're not going to use it, kind of defeats the purpose.
We are going to use it, but not from that. So what you use the stolen credit for, which would make sense if you've seen, like, in Living Color and all of that, but doesn't make sense in the aspect of what you would actually do in this game, is that... Come on. You're going to use it to jimmy a lock. Alright, so what we need to do here is get on this train. Maybe it'll let us this time. Okay, there we go. So we're going to do things slightly out of order, but we'll actually still probably come in close to estimate. I did not want to go walk back in there. I hope you guys really, really enjoy this music. So we're going to skip back here. There's a guy over here that we actually... we'll talk to later because we need a tie, because the place we're going requires ties. It is a suit and tie environment, and we need a tie. So, but because now we already need everything else, we'll just come down here because we have to come down to this area anyway. We have to get the building pass. But there is safety dollars in here. So we'll just go back the way we came and now go buy a tie.
So how do safety dollars differ from shame dollars?
Well, the shame dollar, normally you would just clip through that green guy there and you'd never pick up the shame dollar in the first place. So, like, picking it up is just like, you know, it's shameful. I couldn't do the clip I should have done. Right? The safety dollars are there when you screw up a run and you're already 18 seconds over estimate. So this guy sells ties. And yep, we are going to go into this building with a green tie. And a clown suit, and nobody's gonna think anything of it.
It's a suit and tie.
It's a suit. I don't see the problem. It's a suit and tie, exactly. So we are basically that guy there. If you didn't have the tie on, he would be going vertically, and you can't clip through him. So the only, like, real anything left, right, on this lady, you want to talk to her, and you just like, do you work here? And you're just like, oh yeah, I do. And she's like, okay. Because that's how great security is. All right, so what we need to do this last little bit, this is like the last sort of dangerous bit, is kind of get that guy to come up. You need to run by there and then run through. Now everything is safe from here on out. So Artipost, whatever, it's channel 4, CK and you. We just jimmied their lock. Now we're gonna go into the dressing room. If you don't go in the dressing room, we need the suit here, and we need this suit, right? It's different than the suit and tie, because they're looking for someone in a clown suit. I need that clown suit back on. The guy wants to hire a clown suit, so you put on the suit, they go away, you put on the other suit, you talk to this guy, and now we're good. And here's your contract. So, he's the one guy you knock out. We're gonna skip through these guys just so you can hear the sound effects that we're at. Because it does actually have real voice effects.
Homey the Clown, don't mess around. Homey the Clown, don't mess around. Homey the Clown.
And with that, thank you guys for having me, even though we're 2 minutes over, because, you know, everything was crazy. And I'm willing to get back to the host.